This video deals with all the race courses in Britain. I've been to all of them, including Towcester, but not Folkestone. Get to Folkestone before it closed. And plus Curragh, Leopardstown, Laytown, and Punchestown in Ireland. We'll start here with Aintree. Now, there's a smallish station at Aintree as well. Obviously, a very popular race course. Easily get to the north and the south. South, it's from Liverpool Central north. If there's no direct trains from Carlisle down there, you find Preston, I think, last couple of times they've got Newcastle, I've been able to get very cheap train tickets via Carlisle. That's taken then go down south, and I think you tend to Ormskirk as well. That's last 2 times I've done that. So there's quite a small station. First I went actually to Aintree Racecourses back in 2015 for Thursday of a Grand National meeting. I suddenly found out there were no trains. Something had gone wrong somewhere, and they were sent to Aintree had no trains at all. So I then ended up getting a bus, which is perfect. I think there's regular buses up towards Aintree. I then found out when I got there that in fact I could have just hung around because no one was sure when it was, the staff weren't sure when it was going to change the Merseyrail train going up north to from Central to Aintree, and I found out and everything been sorted out by then. So second one is Ascot. Again, Ascot's a station towards a 10-minute walk from the station to Racecourse. So kind of a bit uphill towards the end of it. Not like a mountain, but it can be a bit heavy, especially carrying in binoculars. I haven't caught binoculars for a few years now. Can get a little uphill, especially also put more fishing, but too much weight over the last 3 years. But it goes quite heavily uphill to the the Racecourse. That's coming actually from London. It depends which way you're coming, of course. Which way and where you're going back, and Ascot going back, was actually a different way to get back essentially from the platform back to London. It's actually different, so you go along the road outside the racecourse and then downhill because obviously you've gone uphill the other way. It's past a sort of play park area, I think, down to the station. Third is Ayr. It's about a 20-minute walk in, quite uphill, not too difficult to do. It's basically you go well as long as you know. Get White Road out of Ayr, you're fine, and you go up and then you turn up along into the racecourse. There is actually a hotel next to it, and there's a way in there, but I think you probably need to be a hotel probably to use it sensibly. I don't think you get in actually from that end. I think you might be able to leave from that end, but I don't think you get in. I'm not sure you get in unless you're staying at the hotel. There's also Newton there is not too far away, and in fact one time I stayed at the Scottish Grand National meeting back in 2018, it might have been. I actually didn't realise, in fact, I go back via Carlisle. The main way, if you come to Newcastle where I live, you think it's Edinburgh and then across. I hadn't realised you can do next to Carlisle. It's a lot slow, not now slow, but it'll come in a lot cheaper, and they would a lot later. I mean, you can leave about an hour later out of there, say, or something like that. And certainly, if I know that, I will probably not say it. Well, it's quite cheap. I stayed in Newton-on-Ayr for that meeting, but I probably would have just done. Maybe missed the final race possibly even and just go back early. But either you have issues at certain places like getting back. There's actually a very slow way from Carlisle to Ayr. I think it's Scotchwell it is, and it can be quite cheap. But the issue sometimes is you're going back to Glasgow and it can take an average. It's like 2.5 hours from Carlisle to Glasgow, something like that. I'm not exaggerating. I think it's that long. It's a very slow, long journey, and it's much more convenient via Kilmarnock. I have to remember to expire Kilmarnock. And since I missed the last race at Ayr, once I missed around 2 races, I knew how to miss a final one. I missed around with Ayr. Could rather have a pint to drink from Kilmarnock than wait to have a 2.5 hour long, I think it's 2.5 hour journey, like 7 to half 9 from Glasgow down to Carlisle and then 10 o'clock train out to Newcastle. Bangor D. I got me alphabetical order. I didn't change to check the alphabetical order. Yeah, Bangor D. In Welsh, not a banger. Which can be mixed up with us, I suspect. There's no train station there, and I'll have to double check on this. I should have maybe done this first. There's a Wrexham station. There's a bus from Wrexham station, and I always forget the Wrexham. I think is it Wrexham General or Wrexham Central. I always forget which of the two it is. I used to be. I don't remember if it's free or not. just try checking Bangor D's website when it comes up. It's one of the things. Well, it used to be one of the 2 stations. I'm just saying it. Yeah, Rex. This is it. Wrexham General Station, and it says closest to racecourse, and it's a free bus service. It says. Wrexham's okay. I've not really been very long. I had a couple of pints after only 2 times into Bangor. Only been to Bangor twice, so I can't really say much about the area. And a pub in Wrexham, it's a nice pub. It was a nice pints there. Bangor, I think, it's probably middle of nowhere. I don't think there's anything whatsoever at Bangor. And as you can run my website here, saying a bus leaves station 9 minutes before the first race and returns 20 minutes after the last race. And it's in prior to given to road users, so you may use to keep a ticket. But that's Bangor on D. Bath. There's also a train station at Bath. There's also a bus from Bath Racecourse as well. It's not. I'm not sure it's just theoretically walkable. I think it might be, but it's quite a trek actually, and it's very uphill. I seem to remember on the bus I've got beforehand. So I keep trying to find cookie details. They're trying to not to sound marketing cookies turned on. So every time I'm opening one of his websites, suddenly it does that, and it just says the racecourse shuttle bus service. Doesn't give the time. It might do for each meeting. Some of these places do. Some may say, "Oh, it's 2 hours for the first race." That's happened to us in Canton. I mean, well, arse really, because it's so early. That is incredibly early for race. To get there if you live in Newcastle. I mean, it's really difficult to get to Somerset. There. Next is Beverley. Nice place, Beverley. Some nice pubs in Beverley. There's a station in Beverley. Simply, I think you pick one down north from Hull. I don't know where. If going to South Beverley the other direction, I'm afraid I can't. I've not done that. I don't know it. Quite like Laytown journeys out. Sometimes goes via Hull. Some I don't know if it always goes via Hull out of Beverley, going west. One after that is Brighton. There is a racecourse, was a racecourse shuttle bus from Brighton. 2 years been to Brighton. The first time actually it was a transport disaster. The floods back in 2015. And in fact, the first race at Brighton, we had 50 yards visibility. The sea score was so bad. And in fact, I was overhearing someone who had a half an hour wait for third race. They were checking race course, the meeting could carry on. And I was just in the stands, and again, rain partly, or a squall. And I heard someone from racing professional, basically. I wasn't actually sure which one it was. Now, Race Tech, something like that. Just talking to his mate, basically, saying, I can't believe the meeting will continue. And it actually did. I meant to actually leave a race for a final race. I got there late. In fact, I had to take a taxi the first time because I got there so late. Because I just wanted to make the first race. I ended up walking back down again. Second time round out at Brighton, I was there for something else, so a conference for 5 days. And the thing in the afternoon I didn't really fancy doing, and I said, I'll go to Brighton Racecourse in the afternoon. And I got there, and it's like £25 on the day ticket. I was astonished how expensive it was. And I probably, if I'd known that, I wouldn't have bothered, frankly, because it wasn't even a good meeting. It was an 8-to-8 split card. But it's almost all classics racing. And Brighton, I have to say, is the only, along with, last I knew, Hexham and the closed Towcester, the only racecourse about Class B, a Class 2 race all year. A Fakenham, I think, had another Class 2 and did. I haven't looked in about 6 years. My has a spreadsheet of races. I haven't looked in about 6 years, so I don't know where Fakenham still has a Class 2 now or not. But Brighton is really not a very good racecourse. It's a massive, when this part of this conference, it's a really hefty upper walk. And in fact, it was strange. In September, I was relieved as the breeze came along, and I was on the police. It was really warm. It's certainly a testing walk to Brighton Racecourse off of the east of Brighton. You get a nice view of the east part. I don't know if it's Brighton, it's southeast part. If that's still part of Brighton, it probably is. You don't see anything much to the west of Brighton itself because of the way the racecourse is laid out. The views to the east of not where Brighton, the main part of Brighton is. That's Carlisle. Again, like Brighton, a very hefty upper walk. Bizarrely, I think Brighton has a racecourse bus. I apologize, I wasn't really paying it. I meant to say that and forgot. I believe last time I knew it existed, but as I say, I've never caught it, so I don't know. Brighton. Maybe let's have a look. See what Brighton said. These bloody cookie things keep coming up. Sort of marketing cookies. Here we go. Maybe not. No, I think they used to be. This is maybe 2015. I knew there was. But there are public buses there, so I think that. So that would probably what I would. In fact, I might just if I was going back to Brighton, I'm not. No real reason to. There's a mile and a challenge race, which is an interesting way. It is Brighton, I might consider them, but I don't. It's a long way to go to for that. For anything else, for that sort of stuff. So that might what I do. So I probably would actually went back to Brighton. Like come to Carlisle now. Actually, I'd walk. Carlisle's another really uphill walk. Bizarrely, the jockey club, and I don't understand this at all. There's something similar at Kempton. I'll explain in a minute. Well, a minute. Well, a long time because Kempton's somewhere down alphabetically from Carlisle. Carlisle, the jockey club removed the free racecourse bus. I think it was free. Pretty sure it was free. From the Brighton bus station, which is a few minutes away. It's about a 5-minute walk away from the train station. To racecourse, but they kept it going back the other way. And it's a massive uphill walk. And I think take about 15 minutes, a bit more for me. I said put some straight on the last few years. But what's going on there? Why not? I mean, almost you don't really need it that much without going back, particularly because it's downhill. It's a massive uphill walk, and it makes no sense whatsoever. But the thing is, it's a Wadsworth station in Carlisle, very accessible for the rest of the country, and often I go via Carlisle station itself to elsewhere. I think a lot cheap to easily get train tickets from Newcastle to Carlisle, which is why I often go to Ayr and Hamilton, just because it's cheap train tickets. So that's that. So I'm saying there's not a commercial bus to there. You come about halfway or something, but we rode to Carlisle nowadays. It just isn't. There's no buses that near. You might, if you're going to do that, you might as well walk, frankly, because it's not. You're not saving that much time. Cartmel, Cartmel station, something called Cark Station. It's a very nice. You've got the time. It's a very nice walk actually. It's about 45 minutes. Very picturesque to Cartmel Racecourse. There is a free racecourse. Well, racecourse bus. I think it's free. I can't remember if it is or not. First one of free times into Cartmel, 2015. It's Bank Holiday Monday. A lot of number of ratings on that on bank holidays, and it was really quite. And I thought we'd be able to walk on that road, and I then realised, and then I realised it's impossible because it was just traffic everywhere, and especially on Bank Holiday Monday. In fact, is a walking route I can't. Well, it's a right of way. I might actually put it up here actually. In fact. Because you might miss it. It's not. It's if you're walking along through a fence, it's perfectly legal right of way. Very nice. You've got the time. But our racecourse, but it is road transport from the station to the racecourse. Like if any of these, you have to yourself, frankly, if you want to look when exactly we're going to be leaving. It depends on race meeting. Often, like an hour, 2 hours before the first race. Carlisle used to have 2 buses. I think it was 40 minutes for the first race, and now 20 before the first race, and now they don't have that. But I'm saying it's a nice walk. There is free transport as well. But that's second time I walked. The third time actually, there was one little short time to get there, so I caught the bus there to the racecourse. But the traffic was fine then. The first time it was an absolute nightmare actually. Then at Catterick, no station at Catterick. Catterick Bridge, I mean, where it's just where racecourse is a horrendous situation in transport. I mean, as in no buses. They stop about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. The first time I went to Catterick 2015, I tried to get a return, and the driver basically said, I don't think you want to return because the bus will stop. Yeah, and I realised I was struggling a little bit to get back again. And I got to the Angel pub and managed to find a way there, and I was something like a bus station. Information walks out of the street. I nearly missed a bus, frankly, because I was trying to get back again. And one time for I was nearly doing the North Yorkshire National, and I was thinking it took 5 hours to get back. I thought it was a bus from Bumpton and Sware, which is a little bit north of Catterick. There's also Bumpton in Carlisle, that near Carlisle. That is not the same place. There's a few Bumptons around place. Bumpton on Swell, upon Swell, something like that, just north. And there's a bus there, and then there's just to North Hallerton, probably like Richmond, I suspect. And then a train from Northampton to Newcastle. It was taking me 5 hours. In the end, I think it was a change in mind. Also, one, it was a bus strike, so it completely changed my mind. And then I was going to go to the meeting recently for the second time to the Catterick Dash. Because design, don't like permutation. I was sceptical of them. The meeting was starting at 11, but would have ended up 2, and then to get a bus out because the bus was still running to Darlington, and because they stopped about 4, maybe half 3. And then for them to, because Abbott been cancelled, Catterick, sorry, I mean, deciding to meet back 2 hours, and I had an event in Durham, watching a fellow in the Tom Fallon Theatre in Durham, and literally was still struggling to make that. If I hung around for most, didn't think hung around for the dash, and actually struggling to get the 2 hour event. Luckily, I actually did agree to my refund, which I had to really do. Then I was once trying to look out if we could go over Colburn. And I thought you couldn't do it partly because the right of way. I thought you'd be a bit dangerous. And I looked a second time. I found whether actually right of way was actually there. First time I wasn't sure it was. Second time I saw a sign just when I was going for using uh, Google Street View. I said, "Oh, hang on, can we do this?" And he can. It's about 5, maybe 40-minute walk from the Blue Nile Way. Interesting, Blue Nile Way in Catterick. It is it is what is on a list of one street sort of names. It's as in it's the only street in United Kingdom with that name, Blue Nile Way, and I don't know why it's called that. I think I did check that. I thought I did, and I couldn't find out why it was called Blue Nile Way. There's absolutely no reason. I mean, it's bizarre name because there's no reason why it's called that because it's very, very strange. It's the middle of Colburn. I mean, it just seems to make absolutely no reason whatsoever. I mean, so a quick look, and do I know why it's called that? I think I looked at it, but I couldn't remember an obvious answer. And I don't think it doesn't seem to be an obvious answer, frankly. There must be a reason. That's everything. No idea. Very strange. No reason why it's called that. It's about 40-minute walk. It's doable. It takes a little while, of course, but if you're using public transport, it's obviously the only option. Because I think Catterick Bridge with the buses stop so early. Personally, I think there's a way around Richmond maybe, but normally I'm going Darlington to to Colburn. I think there's a way to Darlington to Richmond. It's quite a nice journey. Darlington to Richmond, and then to Catterick Bridge. But of course, you can't go back that way because without coming out of chaos. Then Chelmsford City, obviously Cunningly in Great Leys, not in Chelmsford. There was a Chelmsford racecourse back in the day. I think it's Gallywood, also known as Gallywood, as well as known as Chelmsford. But Great Leys, was it 2007? Something like that. It was open for a year, then closed. Went administration after a year, opened 2015, only been twice. I have to say that it is one of the worst racecourse accessing as pedestrian. You basically have to walk across a dual carriageway and along a right of way around. With the racecourse itself, they don't use dual carriageway. Well, I think it's them saying it's not a great idea. Well, frankly, then put some bloody transport on then. Like a Great Leys. I think it was renamed Great Leys to Chelmsford City. Basically, they didn't want to associate with Great Leys having gone bankrupt. I'm not sure really whether that was an illustration, technically, I'll call it. But yeah, it's not. I don't like the racecourse at all. I say, along with Chester, it's my least favourite racecourse. Chester, for various reasons, which also go to prices and their attitude and the well-pressed suit dress code, which is a laughable situation. Still has that dress code. I looked it up recently. But Chelmsford City, it's not easy accessible as a pedestrian, even from Great Leys itself. The way to get there from the south, anyway, is to train out of if you go from London area. It would be a train. I think the first time we went there, or 2 times, I think ended up accidentally in Stratford, not Stamford, not Pont Haven, but Stratford in London. And I realised, hang on, that's a mistake. And I've got one platform, like gone on 14 to platform 15. I've gone one place. Anyway, it's a Liverpool Street station up to Chelmsford, and then there's a bus to Great Leys. But either way, I think it's Braintree. I think from the other direction. It's actually walkable down from a Braintree. I think it's Braintree from the north. So let's see if I can see the location here. I'm trying to think of the location of where the racecourse is. Yeah, it's a little further than I thought actually, but Braintree's to the north. Yeah, so that's to the north. I think Chelmsford is to the south, Wales is to the north. Wales was basically in between the two, I think. It is walkable from Braintree Moor. I think it is from Chelmsford. I don't think it's maybe accessible from Chelmsford quite so much. That's that. Cheltenham Racecourse. There's a Racecourse. There's a Cheltenham Racecourse station actually. It's not attached to a main line. And one year I did actually a nice journey along to where Chelmsford Station Racecourse is. It's a sort of what you call it, heritage line. It was the longest nice journey to take, go back and unfortunately back again. But that's not attached to a main. I was talking of it being so, and maybe using a conference centre. If I get that station itself attached to a main, I shouldn't have Racecourse, definitely. And maybe I should be looked into a bit more, frankly. But Cheltenham Station itself, there's a number. I think I think we're not free. If I remember right. There's a number of buses from the station to Racecourse. I've never walked it. I've gone to Cheltenham a lot of times, 15, 16 times in total, but a few times I've been staying overnight, especially before when I spent to Cheltenham Festival 2016, I was staying overnight. So either I've been staying overnight and I've walked there from where I'm staying, which is, in Cheltenham, or I got a bus from the race station to the racecourse. I've never walked from a station to the racecourse. It is probably doable. It might take about an hour though. It is not going to be short. It is going to be pretty uphill as well. Two times I knew when I might mess of it, and one time was my fault, one wasn't, frankly. Getting back to just getting off in Cheltenham for a pint, and I then found a wait away, and I thought, it says 2 minutes to the station. Well, I don't know, 20 minutes had or something. But now, and I just passed the Waitrose, and I needed some food, and it was a supermarket I just passed. And I thought, I'll put back in some food, and then got back to a sign. I'm walking along, and I think, this isn't 2 minutes. It's a hell of a lot longer than 2 minutes. And it's almost certainly 2 minutes by bike, because there was a bike route. It doesn't say it's by bike. I actually ended up again later on and checked, and okay, what's the sign again? They definitely said nothing about it being 2 minutes by bike. You just don't, it just says 2 minutes. And there's nothing that will clear it on. I had to start running for the train. I got it by about half a minute. Second time round, I was staying in a pub, I can't remember which pub it was, and suddenly I was trying to find this path and I couldn't find it. And I shout out to no one whatsoever trying to find it. Where's the path? To no one at all. In fact, I used where's the something path. I used politely. I will leave a language off I used. So I couldn't see where it was. And I ran again. And luckily, because we turned 10 minutes late, else I'd had to buy a new train ticket in Newcastle. Even a split ticket would cost about £60. Chepstow, I think I might be bus from Chepstow Racecourse Station to Racecourse. I'm not sure. I don't know why. It's not that far, frankly. So it's not. I mean, it's just a simple enough journey. Walk, frankly. I've been to a few times to Chepstow, once to a castle. It's not a hard. It's a nice enough place, Chepstow itself. We go down, I think, downhill maybe to Chepstow and go round and back up again into Racecourse. It's perfectly walkable. Chester's not that far. First I went to Chester, got on a bus, and then found I hadn't gone very far on the bus, and the other people, just because other people getting on the bus, it's about 20 minutes, maybe slightly longer. Not, it's about 20 minutes to the station. I say I wish it was a racecourse, but it's the only, I say along Redcar, I'd say, town stroke city centre racecourse. I think there's a little bit out of the way. I say Redcar's in the middle of a housing estate as well. Chester's in the middle of housing. Doncaster station, of course. 35-minute walk, say. I've once, about 15, 16 times been Doncaster walk bus once, and maybe because it's waning, actually. 35-minute walk, it's pretty easy to do, as long as you know which direction you're going. It's perfectly, because it's a very accessible station from in the country. No, still problem with that. Epsom Downs. I've never got off Epsom Downs or Epsom Station. I've been to Epsom 4 times. Always got off Tapman Corner. That is the point to make it. You must get off of Tapman. Well, the nearest station is Tapman Corner. It's about 10, about maybe a quarter of an hour away from the racecourse. Epsom itself is about 2 miles away. It's to the north. That's the Epsom Station. Epsom Downs is near in between the two. I think I've never got off Epsom Downs actually. I don't know. It's both Tapman Corner and Epsom Downs are terminuses of a state of the train lines. I'm pretty sure. Certainly Tapman Corner is, and I think Epsom Downs is as well. I don't know about Epsom at all. That station. Exeter is one of the Exeter stations. I will check which one. as a free racecourse bus. There's 3 stations extra, so I'll just try and hit one button there. Right, let's have a look. Bus 39 bus. It says something like this. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was a request for bus. Actually, it's a 39 bus, it says, from bus station to Newton Abbot, apparently, via the racecourse. So, in fact, as bus stop, I thought it was a racecourse bus, actually, but it's obviously just a commercial bus. So that's Exeter. It's quite a way out. It's about 8 miles outside Exeter. Used to be called Racecourse till the early 90s. I think it was Devon and Exeter, which is probably why it's called Devon and Exeter, because it's nowhere near Exeter. The number of stations in the vicinity of Starcross is one. I'm not even sure Exeter, one of the places where I'm not sure the station saying Exeter's nearest station to Exeter. It's just where the bus leaves from. But it's well outside Exeter. Fakenham, the best station it tends to be King's Lynn. There's a bus to Fakenham, nice place. Nice walk to racecourse from Fakenham centre over village. Or is it maybe a town? Let's call it a town, be polite. Right, sorry, I was just looking at Wikipedia site, saying village or town, and found out that brought up the racecourses link actually. It's a nice place. Last time I was at Fakenham, we only 2 times. I was at Fakenham last year for a Norfolk National meeting, and the wind was pissing down. I was leaving. I was worried. I was getting to Fakenham to King's Lynn on a bus, and it was teeming down. I was worrying because I had to get this train. I was going to be stuffed, and I was genuinely worried it was driver just wouldn't get to the station. And I saw King's Lynn station. It was pissing down. It really was. It's awful weather. But I was saying King's Lynn station is the best station on that one. First class. Being wanted, it's very accessible out Newcastle. That's a free bus out of Nanefley, I believe. But I didn't have a chance to catch it because I couldn't get there in time for it. Let's have a look at first class. And that, yeah, in Nanefley, trying to pronounce it as best I can. In terms of this, cookies again. There's a few free stations quite near. Now it's interesting. Mark Powage. I can't pronounce Mark. Mike even, not Mike. Mike Parecej. I follow him on Twitter. I think you might follow me. You should do. Anyway, but yeah. Yeah, what he says here. Spicy Wells served by daily bus route except Sundays. Ticker Marvin and Leffley. 497 bus departs from Leffley bus station every 2 hours. And there are other ones. There's Kilwally Station. Kilwally Station was one other. Berry Port and something. I'm trying to remember what you pronounce that. There's another. Is it just Berry Port? Or Berryport and something else. Penby and Berryport Station. That's another one. All those three are near, quite near in the variety of a racecourse. But Nestle is one of the 3 racecourse bus. Then move to Fontwell Park. The station there. Now let's get this right. And I know completely what its name actually. I usually remember. Not a mistake I'm normally make. Fontwell Park train station. It's about a 2-mile walk away. I think the rest was bus. I can't remember. Yeah, train station. What is the train station? Fontwell Park. Yeah, Barnum. That's 2 miles away. I always mind something with Farnham, but it's Barnum. There's a bus apparently. Probably where Fontwell Park's website. Well, it's not a bloody cookies. Really is a total bloody bone. So it opens them up, and I can't even do anything until I click on whether I want them or not. Oh, there's another article from Mike here. Now on Fontwell Park website, transport website. He's just got. I think he's just gone to West Coast Island. I think. Oh, he's giving useful travel advice here. There's actually a shuttle bus as well as there's a bus in about Leopardstown, Chichester. But that's not, I don't think that might not go past Stationville, but there's certainly a shuttle bus at Barnum. Once I ended up getting a taxi with people just because of delays, I believe. Goodwood, train station as Chichester. There's a racecourse bus there to and from Chichester Racecourse to the racecourse. It's free unless apart from Glory's Goodwood, when it's now £6 return nowadays. The Glory's Goodwood run up by £1, so it's either 5 to 6 or 6 to 7 or something. So yeah, it might be walkable. I don't know, but it's a long walk if it is, about 7 or 8 miles. So it's a very, very long way, very uphill towards in the second half of the journey as well. The motorway, it's not where bus goes, definitely walkable, but it might be a way. Maybe way, but it's certainly not where the bus goes. Great Yarmouth Racecourse. I always call it Yarmouth on Great Yarmouth, but alphabetically it's Great Yarmouth as a station, a couple of miles away from Racecourse. There's not much else I can say about that. It's a terminal station, Yarmouth, on the route. I don't know whether it's two directions or not. It ends there, or just one direction ends at there. Let's have a look. Neb. No, it seems the only one. It seems the only one direction there. So I think you're coming down from the south there. I think you're out of luck there. Yeah, the racecourse of the station appears the only one direction. Coming from the north, of it's difficult to actually read this here. Yeah, a nice journey going into Yarmouth actually. But that's Yarmouth. Hamilton has Hamilton West station if you want to get off at Northampton Central. West is the nearest of the station. So racecourse, about 20-minute walk. I say you can get very cheap tickets in your Newcastle line. I often do, and then come on, you could probably go for Motherwell actually. You really want to do because you might even save time doing it if you felt like it. Just go to Bridge. Motherwell's just the other side of Clyde from Hamilton. So it turns if you're going up to Glasgow, if you get off at Motherwell, it might be more sensible actually because you can just cut across about 3 miles away. It might be a damn sight quicker than waiting for maybe it's like about 3 miles, but you might be waiting for a bus to go to train rather from Glasgow, making back down again around the Clyde. Haydock Park, the nearest station, actually Bryn, which is about 2 miles away from the actual entrance, from the grandstand entrance, I would say. One with Haydock is you get to extend to turning, like Newcastle, it's about a 10-minute walk from turning into Racecourse to actually get anywhere. So York's a bit of a track as well, like that. Racecourse, I'll have a look at this, but I think it will still say the nearest station Newton and Willows. It's always a said for every time I looked. And it's not, it's Bryn. I think there's a free Racecourse bus out of yep, it still says this. The nearest train station to Haydock Park Racecourse in Newton Willows. That's just not true. It's Bryn's about a mile nearer. For some reason, I actually emailed them to point this out. What it is the free Racecourse bus out of it used to be anyway, or out of to see if it still says anything about it. We just Racecourse. Just to see if there's free Racecourse. A certain race days are common, which is subtly says Newton Willows. So it's not even guaranteed to be one. That's ridiculous from Haydock. I thought there'd be a meeting maybe, but it's only certain meetings when it comes to Sutcliffe and Newton Willows. So what the hell when he was saying it's near a station? It isn't, it's Bryn. Bryn is at least a mile nearer to walk than Newton Willows is, or get any transport. And it really is poor, frankly. Because every meeting understand it, but actually there was only certain meetings apparently. And I think, well, which case, it's so bloody useless. And that is not impressive, Haydock, actually, if I can't get that right. Hereford, station Hereford, the one time I last time went, the second time Hereford missed the first race. Quite weird how far it was to the entrance. It was right around the top. I think there might be a quicker entrance in to Hereford. but it wasn't well signposted. I think someone might be able to use it, but it was badly signposted. But it's right where the station is. It's right across the top of the main entrance into Hereford. It's not really convenient in Hereford itself. Hexham the station, it is a walk, but my goodness, it's uphill. There's a very quite picturesque route by the reservoir area. But yeah, it really is quite testing, and it was so light, it was quite tough. But it's a nice walk to do, but it is unique. I put some walking shoes on to do that walk to racecourse. Take about an hour maybe. But it's a free racecourse bus over to there from the station. Go station and also from the station, also from the Hexham bus station, going up there. Huntingdon, getting 2 mile walk roundabout from the racecourse. Used to be a free bizarre shuttle service from Huntingdon station to racecourse and back again, like a minibus would just kept going forwards and backwards. That and after when I went to Huntingdon was early last year. That wasn't. Was it this year? No, this year. So this February, that wasn't on, and so I don't know if it's come back. Kelso, as I'm not sure. There's a few options at Kelso, but no train station there. Berwick to Kelso, as I catch bus with 67. Unfortunately, it always is difficult on a Sunday because the timing didn't work out because of the train. After you come to Berwick timings, it'll be alright if you live in Berwick, but if you don't live in Berwick, you need to get with that bus, or the bus stopped too early to get back. Don't know what time of year it was, and now with timings on Sunday just making it impossible to get to Kelso whatsoever. From it seems basically from Berwick and back again. There's an option via Edinburgh train down to terminus where to name forget. Has gone out of my mind for a second, and there's a bus from that station down to a place with a station or train, a bus you have to pay for though from that from the station. I'm not trying to remember what the station has. My mind's gone a bit about the Tweedbank, that's the station. So Edinburgh to Tweedbank, and there's of course puts in a bus from Tweedbank station down to the station down to racecourse. But don't choose. I used that. I used that because I was trying because the Kelso meetings on Sunday, and I couldn't use the 6 a.m. bus sensibly. I actually went like a coach from Newcastle to Edinburgh and I train down to Tweedbank and bus to Tweedbank to Kelso, and the bus to Berwick was all right because I just couldn't get there. I could get back. Kempton Park has a train station. Simple as that. That should be quite simple. Unfortunately, the problem is there's a King George Chase. It used to be the case there was a free racecourse bus on King George Day from Kew Gardens Tube Station because there was no local London trains on Boxing Day. I was from Newcastle. One time I went to King George Chase. I luckily managed to get down basically across could have been. Checked any much later. About 11 months in advance, I bought a plane £50 each way from Newcastle to Heathrow. And then, well, then had problems because actually the train going down was suddenly ended up an hour and a half later because it just took off one with planes off. And luckily, I managed to get a relatively cheap taxi advance booked to get to racecourse. Getting back, we suddenly found out, and maybe I should have checked, I just didn't consider it. There was no trains going from Kew Gardens to Heathrow. And had to find a way with some people, nice friendly people in the racecourse, to get a taxi to get just anywhere getting towards Heathrow because they couldn't go to Kew Gardens. So they just closed. The station tube wasn't open, going that way. No, the station was open at all, frankly. I certainly wasn't open going anywhere near where I wanted to go to Heathrow. But then I read a few years ago, I might double check again, that the bus had been taken off by Kempton Park. So how on earth she was getting Kempton Park public transport, I don't know. I just double checked this because I had read a couple of years ago, we just took it off. Might be connected with COVID at that point, but then we just haven't bothered bringing it back again. I'm just seeing if there's any. I'm just trying to check whether there's any if they're still the case. Because that's ridiculous. Right, let's see. trying to transport. All it's saying currently is please note trains don't run on Boxing Day. About that certain parts right own website. Oh, it's a really helpful company. It says Edinburgh Travel. Kempton Park is working with Surrey County Council to encourage customers to think of the environment. When you have to travel to Kempton Park, we're grateful if you would consider public transport, walking, cycling, cars, and planning your journey. That'd be why you're taking Victor a bus off and going on a Boxing Day, take it. Bunch of idiots. Because they used to exist. There's absolutely no doubt. I might just see if I can see when that went off. Because it's absolutely stupid. It really is. It's really poor from Kempton Park to do that. Because I had Redford take off a few years ago. I'm not absolutely sure. I'm just trying to check on the archive.org website whether I'm missing something. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I'm not sure. Right. Fortunately, that wouldn't really help. That's too recent. Yeah. Yes, there's no sign. There's no obvious sign that brought it back again. We're not mentioning it, so we don't. Just seeing if there's anything here. No. No, anyway, I don't know what's Kempton Park obviously didn't care less about the environment at all, frankly. If you did, you put a bus back on. There's buses back on, they're very useful actually, enjoyed. Leicester's a station's about 3 miles out of the racecourse. I'm just wondering if Leicester still says 2 miles. I had a joke once that they hope they don't measure their 2 mile chases or 3 mile chases in this manner. Because it's definitely just around 3 miles to the racecourse. It most certainly is not 2. See if I can find the thing which seems to have disappeared. Strange. These Russians don't seem to be very keen on phones. They found on Google any public transport information. They seem to not be too keen on wanting people to get there. Right. I wonder if it's your questions answered. Is that the part? No, I haven't found an answer because you haven't bothered to put anything. Seems to sort their webs. It's really poor. I'm still trying to find information about transport Leicester. And usually, racecourses, you can easily find a Google sort of search and it comes up. And I'm not going to Google. No, it's great to find on Google. But it just appears you just can't be bothered to make it findable. What? Well, surely there's something here saying, well, it's actually really dismal. Where's the information about transport? Yeah, why is your transport not there? Dear me, this is poor quality website. That's unbelievable. There's absolutely no information about how to get there. That's a shocking situation. It really is. There's nothing here at all. You've got postcode, you've got nothing else. Farcical. Really, really poor. Every other racecourse I've looked for, was I've seen anyway. They make it quite easy to find out where you're located, how you get there. And it just can't be. Apparently, Leicester can't be bothered to give. Oh, you've got information for Christmas parties. That's great, but you've got nothing on how to actually access your website. Sorry, your racecourse. Absolutely pathetic. Well, anyway. Also, quite difficult. Road outside racecourse. Well, it's quite tricky to get across. I think there's buses looking. There's a different website giving some information. Well, about it from a few years ago. But Leicester obviously can't be bothered to give any information about their transport because they don't want anyone turning up, apparently. And Linfield Park, it's about a 10-minute walk from Linfield Park Station. It's a easy enough walk. I mean, it's not long. That's that. It's the race station from Linfield Park. Ludlow leave with the racecourse bus. It's about half an hour odd from the station, to maybe a bit more than that. No, it's only on 50 minutes actually. I looked into it. And then decided to get a bus in the end, I think. I thought it was about half an hour because the first 220 to Ludlow, I had to miss the final race because the racecourse bus I didn't quite trust to get there on time to race and the bus to catch. It wasn't just against the bus, it was when it was leaving, if it was delayed about 5 minutes, then I missed the train. And so I walked and got to the station. And literally, the bus did turn up. I saw the bus. It was within 5 minutes of train leaving, so it really was the right decision just to leave early. But last time I checked, it was a lot further than I thought it was. So not quite what's going on there. Market Ravens, a station Market Raven. It's about 20-minute walk from the state. It's a racecourse. Anyway, partly for a housing estate. It's kind of a bit tricky. Maybe look at on a map application there. If you walk into Market Raven Racecourse, Musselburgh. The nearest station, actually Wallingford, not Musselburgh. It's quite a nice walk though from Musselburgh if you go down past the river. So something's done that, even though Wallingford, which is a perfect decent journey, is actually only going along racecourse home straight in Wallingford. There's also a 3-way racecourse bus from Wallingford and that with First. I don't quite know why, because it's not the longest journey. But saying Wallingford station's the nearest. There's buses out to Musselburgh as well. That's the time of the trains haven't been willing to strike. There's a number of buses to Musselburgh from Edinburgh, for example. Newbury has a Newbury Racecourse station, and I don't quite know why it does. It seems a bit strange, but it just sort of seems to be there. I don't quite know why it exists. One time, not last time, the time before, this first race, there was a charter train was at the station. I was obviously been there. And it held up the train with commercial Great Western train behind it. And I'm thinking to myself, well, that's ridiculous. There are a couple of hundred people on my train have actually missed a race, the first race there, because this charter train held everyone up, which was really poor, frankly. I mean, you should have some sort of times tabling out there a bit better. So you're not pissing off a couple of people, frankly. Here we go. Let's see. Yeah, just Wikipedia. Opened 1905. Several decades after the station opened on the line, and it didn't appear in timescales until 1912. And even then, it was only used for horse race traffic, which it doesn't now. I think it's more, but still, it's not. Well, there's not that many trains there. Yeah, I just don't know why. It just happens to exist. It's just there. There's not a lot else there, really. I'm not quite sure why it exists. Probably just a racecourse, perhaps. Anyway, it's a certainly accessible racecourse. The Newbury station is a different station. It is a station on Newbury Racecourse. Confused a member of staff in the station. I was trying to get out a free ticket for some reason. The train tickets for about 20 quid. And I used it for London to Newbury Racecourse return. I confused them. I think that was actually a great station called Newbury Racecourse. But there's a Newbury station as well. Some of the nice pub I've drank in once or twice. I never seem to have a time to drink in because it's stuck near Newbury and there's always train times to work out. Last thing I'll do for better to stop for a bit and to get on with some stuff. But Newcastle is what I'll do before I move on to Newmarket. I live in Newcastle, as you can tell my accent. I live in Jasmine most of my life, which is why I don't sound like this. Station, Newcastle station. I never, of course, got within there to West Coast, so I don't need to. There's options. Often at special major meetings, there's a free racecourse bus out of both Four Lanes End and Regent Centre Metro Station to racecourse and back again. I say it's a slightly pricey. The way metro tickets work out, it's a bit expensive when I live in West Jasmine. I guess so, really, if you're coming from Newcastle Central Station, because it's 3 stops further south. But when I live in West Jasmine, it's quite expensive. It's Zone 2 ticket to either Four Lanes End or Brain. God, I've got a Regent Centre. It's at a Haymarket, but it's still relatively cheap, even not counting 2 good bus fares, which is maybe going at the end of the year to £3. It's a quite cheap bus. It stops Great Yarmouth Road into the racecourse, about a 10-minute walk down, and of course 10-minute walk back again. That's what I've often got. So it's a walk. It's about mile 10 from my house into the racecourse, but obviously into the grassland entrance. Obviously, unless you live on my street, though, that's not much relevant information. So yeah, the racecourse used to have a bus for every meeting at Reason Centre and four of them. And then I found out that at one meeting I missed the first race because it couldn't turn up. And the postcode said, "Oh, sorry, we forgot to go to the website." And it's not every meeting. And tip, Newcastle Racecourse is not. Arena Races Company do not run Newcastle well. There's the stories about the future of the racecourse, whether something about Statue of Jim Davis's Park ending up there. I heard from a couple of people. I won't say any more than that. I've heard nothing else since then. About the council told them where to go. That I've heard a rumour. That's all I can say. It's a rumour that I've heard. Because the Reuben brothers who own the racing company have a stake in Newcastle United. Or did have a stake in Newcastle United. Maybe I don't know if they do still now. Actually, have part ownership in Newcastle. Do they still, or is it a total Saudi business? I was still quite skin alive. It was very, very good. I was in the evening a couple of weeks ago, and there was a great joke about Newcastle being our bone and saying how great we were. It was as a football club deliberately not winning games so we could, because of the Saudi money, and deliberately not winning stuff. It was a very funny joke. Uma's Brothers and Newcastle United. So we're still. No, I think they. No, we're still. It's just very own part of Newcastle still. So there were rumours about what they're up to. We don't, but that's all I can. I can't do any more than that. So it was just rumours. I say I don't think West Coast is well run. So major meetings, there's a free West Coast bus, I say, from the Fallen End also at Wheaton Centre and back again. One time I missed the first race because the race course bus went over. Then after A to get in from, I think, what's the Wheaton Centre. I don't think they go the front door entrance. I think it's too tight to turn. So all the way around to a back end. That took an absolute age, and I think it could be better planned. So I'll continue here. I've had a couple of bizarre transport stories to myself and horse racing, which I'll add in, which I forgot about earlier for the Newmarket. First one was Epsom. First I went to the Derby, into Derby twice, and Epsom in total 4 times. And it was one of the first times I've been to a racecourse. I mean, I've had a lot since, but not at that point, not many times. I was getting a 8:59 train out of Newcastle to London, and in fact, I thought it was 9 o'clock. You might think that doesn't make much difference. It actually does, bizarrely. Got to West Devon Metro Station to get a train down. Just missed the train going out, thinking, oh, that's okay. Took about 10 minutes for the next train. I think, well, that's a bit annoying. That's surprisingly a long time. These days it isn't. The last year, I've put Metro since it started back in 1980, 44 years. I mean, just over the last year, it's the worst service ever been. There's supposed to be trains coming in next month. We want the delay in my new trains because it's continuously now it is the gaps on the lines for trains missing. It's really a problem for a lot of people, and it's hitting, I think, hitting reliability of people getting the metro. Because I'm now getting an early metro when I need to get, for example, to go somewhere, especially if it's out from there's some of the double two train lines go through where I live down to town and then Newcastle up to South Gloucester down to as far as Peel. But now, if it's any other places, I'm getting something got to me tomorrow morning instead of the afternoon. So we're going to find the fifth. We're going to a murder mystery thing. And I need to get an early train. I might do to South Shields. But anyway, so I was getting there for 10 minutes as a surprise. So then I heard the tannoy just saying, well, it was a very sad story. But someone was standing on the bridge. I mean, it may be a metal bridge, I assume. I don't know which bridge it was. Something was actually the mainline train bridge. There's quite a number to it as Newcastle. The metro line is a specific bridge. It's only just has a metro going over, nothing else. And suddenly that's now stopping a monument. Now, I don't know if you know Metro to Newcastle, we're stationed at West Jesmond, Haymarket, Monument, and Central Station for train. And suddenly another monument. And I'm not that long for this train, so I have to ticket. And suddenly now I've got a monument. And I'm thinking, I have to run here. Maybe that's in 10 minutes to get this train. And I did, and I thought it was 9 o'clock. And now why I'm saying it was actually 8:59 was more important, because that 1 minute was pretty critical. And I ran in. Luckily, the train going on was actually on platform 2, which is near the first station you get to and into a station. But the run, that's quick enough. I'd have been over the bridge, one of the further stations, usually platform 3, platform 4 would be more likely ones for LER train. Which is probably still Virgin East customers did. And so I managed to get the train, but I was out of panic because I'd had my own ticket. Probably. I don't know why. I doubt the NER was or Virgins it was. It just allowed me to bet because the metal being delayed, get me an altered train ticket. I had this issue quite recently this year for a meeting. No problem. And there's other two, both. So no, it's two new markets open in a minute. So the other two, possibly both for Leicester. I'm not sure. One definitely is, one might be. And as a result of that situation with Epsom, I started giving myself some extra time for just in case one of the trains when I was getting the metro through. And I do that less often now, actually. Well, now I did for a while, and then I do again now, given this issue of trains again. In the metro system, as trains have often been cancelled. And I was just had some music on. And one reason I do not put music on when I'm going taking it down to Metro down from West Devon to Central Station, I rarely do now, especially if there's a train I have to catch, is I was absent-mindedly and look across and suddenly bring out of Central Station, the Metro, and it's going to Gateshead. I'm thinking, oh, bloody hell, I missed my stop. I just completely lost concentration. And luckily, as I said, I left with some extra time. I think maybe a Sunday. Why I think it is Sunday, I think it was a Sunday meeting in Leicester. I've been just a few times. And I think it's on back of my mind it was Leicester. I'm not sure of that, but I think it was Leicester. And actually, out on Gateshead Station, the next one down the Metro. And actually, luckily, I had enough time to walk back to the Central Station across High Level Bridge to get the train anyway. I was evenly, at least 20 minutes, something like that. Anyway, I actually got Metro back anyway. Again, I had enough time to do that. The other one of Leicester was I made two different mistakes and maybe missed the first two races at Leicester. First mistake was, and it seems the second time I ever changed at Newark. And I falsely remembered the Newark Castle and Newark Northgate. I thought were next to each other. I thought that was a very short journey between two for some reason, like Wigan does. Wigan North West and Wigan Moorgate are basically next to each other. It's about a minute between the two. And it's actually about a 20-minute walk, and I just miscalculated it. And so I missed the train. I was going to get out to Newark Castle to Leicester. And so I was going to miss the first race. And then the train was going from Newark Castle through to Leicester. And it took quite a bit of time in Nottingham Station, about 7 minutes. And I thought, that's a bit odd. Maybe it's decoupling something. I don't know what's going on. I checked my phone to set how late I am. As at this point, after putting out of Nottingham, I realised I should have got off at Nottingham. I was supposed to be changing trains. I mean, oh, bloody hell. This is a complete disaster. So trains going on actually to Long Eaton here, this train, not Leicester. I think I'm pretty sure Long Eaton's in Nottinghamshire. Goes through Attenborough Station. I'm still trying to get my head together, thinking, what the hell do I do now? We're now just back to the Beaton. I think it's Beaton Station. I think it's Beaton Station. Not quite sure. At this point, I worked out there's a train coming the other way, literally about coming in a minute after my train gets into the station, back to Nottingham, basically. And I have to run. I guess I go for Beeston, run over the bridge, get the train by about a minute, back to Nottingham, and get a different train because I think it wasn't a ticket so to it was just a thing a day return. It wasn't an issue. Back at Leicester, but I missed the second race now as well due to increasing incompetence. And a Newmarket. I put the July course with the Mark course are technically two different race courses. There's two different grandsons together here. It's quite a trek from Newmarket Station. I don't think I've walked a race course. I think I've done it once. No, I had a totally thankful and very interesting tour Bafton Manor Stud a few years ago, about 2016 or 2017. And yes, I did walk to a race course for that on one occasion because there wasn't a meeting on. There was always a race course bus from Newmarket to Racecourse and then back again, and some of the stops in Newmarket Town Centre can actually be really quite slow. Doing that way, it's much better. I think even if you're staying all night in Newmarket, I think it's a better plan probably to go to take a 10-minute odd walk to a station and get a train bus from there, or walk to the racecourse, because the traffic in Newmarket is quite bad. It's like Brighton can be, and one or two other places. Cheltenham can be like that. That's actually near Cheltenham. I nearly missed the first race once. In fact, I was just saying this because the bus took, Sunday nearly half an hour from the station to the racecourse. That can happen. Some places just incredibly slow. And it can, and I would say Newmarket Town Centre, you almost better walk in racecourse or walk to a station because it can take a long time to. So sometimes it has for buses to go from High Street up to racecourse. So I was saying with buses between in racecourse from the station to sometimes High Street, then to racecourse. Sometimes it goes directly from the station to racecourse. I think it just depends. And the two of them, the first one was actually an issue in Newcastle. It was a bank holiday Monday. It was the 2017. I was staying over a few days. I wanted to look at national horse racing, which I've never been to. So it was going down on Monday and back on Friday for Craven meeting. So racing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and look at Newmarket on Monday and a bit on Friday. And I knew it back on the Monday. And my train was 6 o'clock, I think it was. And look at the and because it was bank holiday Monday service, it was a Sunday service, and the first metro was at 6:30, and I thought that's fine. Now, if you're paying attention when my time of train is, there's a problem here, and I didn't realise. And I get to so I looked the day before this actually of the platform. I just checked the time, so I didn't want to do it on the day, and I didn't look online. I was thinking of going back. I think that was that station anyway, so I had a quick check. Get to the station at say 6 o'clock. I think it might have been. I think I get the station maybe half an hour before my train. That's how it was. I don't quite know exactly what time it was. So I have a look at the transport, the display board at the station. There's no trains listed, and I'm thinking that's odd. There should be something listed when that train is. Have a quick look at the now again at the board about what time first train is. Realizing, oh dear me, what a silly person I am, or worse to that effect. I'm realising that I'm going to have to get to a station in half an hour. Problem is, this is a journey I could probably do in about 40 minutes walking. I just had to run. This is not fun. I'm putting a lot of weight on recent years. This is in 2017. I wasn't quite so bad, but it's still. I used to kind of say, well, I've got binoculars with me. I haven't done it for a few years. I can't bother binoculars with me. I might go back to doing it at some point. I almost can't come after having to show a bag at the racecourse. And I think it's a minor meeting will be less an issue. Just say it gets in quicker. But I now making a second decision. I can't. I mean, literally, it's my train's in half an hour, and it's now it's the best part of 14 minutes. I'm walking. I'm lucky to get there less than 40 minutes. Me pretty quickly. Do I go back to my home and take about 3-4 minutes, drop the binoculars off, and then run to the station, or do one station binoculars and I go? Remember, I've got clothes for about 3-4 days as well, for the next 4 days in my bag as well. You have to say, I'll just run. And I managed to be okay in the end because I got to Monument. It's about a 10-minute walk away from South Station. I always had 10 minutes to the train left. I had to walk. I didn't have to keep running. I'd rather have 20 minutes. Luckily, I realised at that point now I could walk very quickly. I mean, I couldn't dawdle at all, but at least I didn't have to run. I managed to get the train by a few minutes. Then I was at the Guineas meeting 2017 overnight. I stayed overnight. Went down on the Saturday, back on the Sunday. And for one, I used to be able. I don't know if you can. I used to leave a bag at the racecourse office, and they forgot once actually to pick it up again. It's supposed to pick up before the final race, and once I did forget to do that, but it was actually okay to pick it up. I'm not sure since COVID times I've been allowed to do that anymore. So it was useful. Staying one night it was really useful because you couldn't always leave a bag where you were staying if you were checking out. But I was able to leave my hotel. I think I stayed 2 different places. Somewhere. Actually, I think I may have gone down the Friday. In fact, I think I stayed overnight Saturday and Sunday. In fact, I now remember. So second place I was staying on the Saturday night. I had to leave a bag at the hotel, and so I then checking on the bus back from the racecourse to the station. I'm checking and then I'm going to go through to station, then go to High Street, and there's a little bit of a walk to my hotel, and then go back to racecourse. It's fine. And I'm checking, and I've got that ticket out Peterborough, but not a nice ticket out Newmarket. This is a day return job I've got. And I'm checking on the phone this time to try and just to make sure about this. And I'm thinking, this isn't working out. What train I'm expecting to get it doesn't exist. What's going on here? And looks like it's not running. And then I go back through my email, and since then, actually, I've done often hit a text document. I put basically email myself bizarrely, I just have a text in my email folders for which racecourse we're going to if it happens, and just listed transport details just to do my train times to make sure I know what's happening with them. Because what I've forgotten is my email. If even though it was about 3 or 4 months ago, there was some transport issue going to be happening, some track renovation, and it's going to be a Preston bus service, and the train I'm expecting to catch, in an hour or two's time, have a pint maybe Newmarket, and then catch the train. Suddenly realised it's not. I'd forgotten that in fact there's track renovation. And now the ridiculous situation is the bus from a racecourse is going past the station. And I can't go to the station because I'm back to the hotel in Newmarket. So I have to go from the station, so racecourse station, stay on the bus, because it'll be fine. If I just got not left to leave a bag at the racecourse office of the hotel, it'll be fine. Have to then get to the hotel, quickly check out, we'll get the backpack quickly, and do another one because I couldn't walk in time, there's just no way. And again, luckily, when I got to it wasn't too bad, and I got without about 5 to a train was leaving, I looked at where I was, and I could walk quickly and again get a few minutes in hand. But it was 2 times that it's been a bit dramatic. After completing the video, I remembered another incident a few days later. I'm sure there's another ones I've forgotten as well. I mean, I've been to a lot of race meetings, 40 and 50, and probably some others I've just completely forgot. But another time at Newmarket, I got on the train and it left. It was fine, Newmarket station, and went left. Immediately I thought, oh dear, again with that effect, because I'm supposed to be going right. And I'm going towards Boat Edmonds. I'm supposed to actually be going towards Cambridge onto Peterborough. And also, this is a complete mess because I need to catch a train out of Cambridge to get to Peterborough for an advance ticket on train from Peterborough to Newcastle. I doubt actually the second one I'm going to come into actually about about Newbridge. I think I said there's some I've forgotten, and I think I've forgotten. I mentioned this during a newbie about some of the videos some time ago. But yeah, another one I remember just now talking about just because I'm thinking of this one. And I need to get on the train ticket out with Peter, but I've been saying, oh my, to a train manager there if I miss that train. In fact, there's actually another one in Peterborough. I just remembered. Told you, 3 of them. Hunt's one I just remembered. But I'm pretty sure I didn't mention. So that's 3 transport. That's 2 new ones, but not counting one I'm just about to say. So as suddenly going left, going left, and I've been train manager at Peter may not understand when I went wrong way on my train. That may not they might understand that. In fact, what I'll do is talk to complete diversion as ever. I'll talk about Newbury now. Actually, what happened there was it was a Newbury meeting. It must be Newbury. Yeah, it has to be Newbury. And I go from Newbury to Reading normally, and Reading to Paddington. And then I got to Reading, I thought it was a train to Waterloo, and I thought, oh well, that's in here first. Let's get on this one. And after about half an hour, which is about the time he takes Reading to Paddington, I'm thinking, where am I? And I've stopped before long, going through Ascot, and I'm thinking, what? What's going on? I checked the train time, and it's an hour and a half journey. It's one of these very, very long journeys, which isn't really express really from Reading to Paddington. It's going via everywhere, including Ascot, and I just no way I'm going to make my advance train ticket out of Reading King's Cross. Absolutely, just never going to get it. And I get to a stage to King's Cross, and I go to ticket office, have a word with the mate. I still was only at that point of still Virgin East Coast, not quite sure, 3 years ago now, and say, hello, look, something's gone a bit wrong here. And the guy at the UK office didn't seem to even think that train existed, looked it up and said, oh, yes, so it does. Right, he was a bit gruff for me, and I don't blame him. And he said, well, get on an ad-hoc train then. And he really didn't have to do that. I was saying I thanked him a lot, and I sent a message on Twitter thanking him, saying it was really kind of a guy, because he did not have to actually get me on an 9 o'clock train, because my ticket was 8 o'clock train, advance ticket, and he got me on 9 o'clock train. I got to Newcastle. I could easily said, sorry, no, you have got your ticket, it's your mistake, but it was. I mean, I made a cock up. I just got on a train thinking it was a lot, but now shorter than it actually was. And so we're going back to Newmarket. So we're in a situation, but I can't rely on that. I can't rely on a train manager being kind and saying, we didn't have to be. I go saying King's Cross certainly not have to do what he did, and say, oh, get on the later train, then go on, then it's okay. And I'm really worrying here. Because I'm going to this, I think the station is possibly based at Edmonds. I'm not sure. I've once actually gone back via base at Edmonds to a Peterborough meeting. It was one of the football finals. I can't remember which one it was actually now. I think it's FA Cup final. Uh, and I just happened to a different way. It was a way of doing it a bit cheaper at Stowe Market and based in Edmonds. But I think may not based in Edmonds the first stop. And I'm worrying because and luckily, we're kind of supposed to get there is some bad news, I think, from the same day. I think it was a player final, Sunderland. I'm explaining why it's bad news to me. The train's running late. It might be actually for Sunderland fans. I was player final, was a semi-final. I was Sunderland playing Ipswich. I might look that up. I must be playing Ipswich. That's the only logical thing. And maybe I was late, actually. I just haven't thought of that until now. I'm just seeing if it was a few years back. I tell you what, same day as the FA Cup final, I think. No, that's a different one. The FA Cup final one was a different one. Must have been playing Ipswich in the playoffs. It has to have been. I can't be playing a final because they wouldn't have been around there. Let's have a look. Was it playoff final, maybe? No, that's a different one. Unless it was just a game. Don't see anything obvious. Plus, there's a 1-1 draw. There's a joke a few years back. It's always drawing 1-1. There's one then. It wasn't December. No, Newmarket. 10th of August 2019. Let's have a look. When did I go to Newmarket? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, Newmarket Racecourse, 10th August 2019, and it's Sunderland and Ipswich drew 1-1. Yeah, so that's why it was. I knew it was a joke of 1-1. And I was playing with packed with Sunderland fans, making some jokey comments about, well, I seem to think Steve Bruce was born in Wallsend. He isn't. He's born in Walkergate in Newcastle, actually, in Daisy Hill. It's not in Wallsend. But again, I did say some Desmond of a series of some funny comment jokes. Some, I'm not as funny. But some, the same song about 50 variants about 30 times to me. It was a bit. I did take it too seriously, though. But that may be why. Some of the fans maybe why the train was late because Gate came back again towards Cambridge. It was running late. So that's one. Now, dear grief. So that's that. Is that all three of them? No, hang on. Oh dear grief, old age. I've forgotten the other one now. So the Newmarket was going the wrong way. Oh, Huntingdon, that was it. Last time I went to Huntingdon, I had not a lot of sleep. Too often I'm not a real early morning person at all. And sometimes I get in bed too late at night, a couple nights earlier, and by the time I struggle to get to sleep. Or nights after getting up. So there'll be a huge amount of sleep, and maybe had a few drinks in Huntingdon after a race meeting at Huntingdon. And I'm on the train to Huntingdon to Peterborough. It's a shuttle service goes to Peterborough, I think down some to London and maybe slightly further south and back up again. The terminus is Peterborough. And I'm coming into, and so getting on Huntingdon and getting into Peterborough. And the next thing I realise, I was a bit tired. And next thing we're in Huntingdon. Oh, what? And what's happened? I've fallen asleep. I've fallen asleep, mixed with a few drinks and lack of sleep. Going into Peterborough, slept through the journey, it was still being in Peterborough, still asleep when it's left Peterborough station going round south, and woke up in Huntingdon. That's rather lucky, actually, woke up in Huntingdon. There's another one as well, I'm not sure it's horse race related, I think it might be slightly different. One where I got one train. I was just going to London, to Edinburgh or something else. I think unrelated. I don't think it was an actual horse racing related, in fact, this one. And I suddenly realised my split ticket involved a station I was stopping at. So I got, 10 minutes earlier than I meant to get on. I sort of 10 hours of sleep and no one took my ticket, thankfully. But here, I was now back in Huntingdon. Had to then stay on a train, basically, for it to go back to Peterborough, or at least whatever, assuming it was that one, to Peterborough. But by now, I missed my train I was supposed to be catching. I had to get the final train out of Peterborough to Newcastle, which isn't the train I have a ticket for. Luckily, no one comes through and checked the tickets. It was an invalid ticket. There's not much I could have really done there, unless I came and it might be a kind of train manager But frankly, I'd probably a year expect I would have had to buy a new ticket. I can move on here now. Next one, Newton Abbot. Now, Newton Abbot, I've been to once. Waiting Newton Abbot's not very good. But I wouldn't mind going back again. The problem with Newton Abbot is the trains are so expensive. There's actually a direct train out of Newcastle. And sometimes it isn't always running cross country, but it isn't, every train doesn't do this. There's often a train to happen early morningish train, 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30, out of Newcastle, and it stops at not in Cheltenham. I'm not sure you order totally in Cheltenham, Taunton, it'd be Cheltenham and Taunton, and then Newton Abbot and Exeter. I'm not quite sure which one of those two are. But recent times it's been absurdly expensive to get there. I'm not even trying to find Newton Abbot's train station. It's a dream train at Newton Abbot. I'm just trying to see if I can find how far away it is from the station. I don't actually know. It's only been once. I actually don't know. I'm just trying to look this up. I meant to have one thing in there. So let's try that again. I'm not absolutely sure. Looking for racecourse as opposed to the station. Get on that way. Yeah, it's a reasonable amount of distance actually. I don't know if that was the free bus or anything. It's not next to it, and not like Plumpton. I haven't got to Plumpton yet, but that's pretty much next to Plumpton and Kempton, say, whereas a very short walk to a station. Now it's a bit of a walk to Abbot, but I'm saying I've only done it once, so I think that's it. So where's the train station at Abbot? And Nottingham, station Nottingham. It took me about a number of times going to Nottingham Racecourse, quite a few times actually. To realise where I was going was not, I thought it was this way, and I looked on the maps app and realised it wasn't. And then I tried to go a different way, which was shorter, but I was really not understanding well, actually. And I missed the first race. It was the first race I was going to. I missed the big race because I was so knackered. I didn't feel great, actually. There's been times that I've, at least one Newcastle meeting, I think I just didn't go to. This is down the end of last year, or maybe 2022. I'm trying to think when. Maybe 22. Well, I just was under the weather and didn't make the racecourse. The meeting. So I just, but it's a few miles out, not massively far. Where normally it used to go was actually that's an interesting way to go. Over Nottingham, I certainly found that part of it. It seemed to lack traffic lights, or at least pedestrian lights to get there. It can have to cut towards roads. It's rather inconvenient. But it goes past the. I remember the Notts County ground. I've completely forgotten what name it is. The city ground is not in Forest. Notts County football ground. I have forgotten the name of it. I used to. Meadow Lane. That's it. I was just looking it up. And you can walk past the Jimmy Cyril stand, who was a long time often manager of Notts County. And you walk past the stand, and then in the distance you can see the Brian Clough stand from the city ground. They actually down in the picture, somebody taking both the rounds in the picture. Although the city ground's on the other side of the Trent. If you ever end up going from the train station racecourse, you're going past to see Trent Bridge of Cricket Ground, you go the wrong way, because that is the other side. That's pretty much the other side of the Trent. It's just down there, so you go the wrong way there. But there's another direction, which is actually quicker. But tell me, going past past at least Meadow Lane, it's an interesting enough way. So that's Nottingham. Next is Perth. As interesting, bizarre story of Perth. I can't quite remember the exact details. The first time I went to Perth, been a few times. Had to get a taxi from the station to racecourse. There's a racecourse bus. But I missed it because train to Perth was an hour. I had to miss the train and then ran 1 hour late. The train going back the other way. The train going down to Edinburgh, which is going to Edinburgh to Perth. A very interesting journey where we go over you can see a very good view of the Forth Bridge. I don't think that was Forth. I think Forth. I think Royal Bridge is separate from Forth Bridge. I think Forth Bridge is only a road bridge. It's a nice view of the Forth Bridge. And that's a nice journey as well. You get off the coast as well of Scotland. The East Coast. It's a nice journey actually to Perth. But the train going down to which is supposed to basically with shuttle service, I'm guessing, between say where north of Perth through Perth down to Edinburgh, had hit a cow, I think it was, or some sort of animal, and been taken out of commission basically. So ended up an hour late. I say there's a free racecourse, but it might be walkable. I don't know. It's one of these things. There may be a way of doing it. I'm not totally convinced. Plumpton, there's a station next to Plumpton Racecourse. Simply, it's not far. A few minutes. That's it. I mean, that's all I can say about Plumpton. There's a station at Plumpton. There's nothing too dramatic there. Yes, more dramatic is Pontefract, with bizarre three stations. Pontefract has three range. It's not that large a place. There's the Tanshelf, Baghill, and Monkhill. I always get two. You have Sanchez nearest to the Wastecourse. Bizarrely, I've only ever gone on that, stopped at that station once, and I've gone to Pontefract just over 10, I think 11 times now, and about that. One of it only just Sunday, it seems, or quite often. Now that's I could be Monk Hill. I'll just have a look which one it is. I think what it is that one of the three stations is probably back in the day, and we're talking probably 19th century. Let's have a look where Monk Hill is. No, it must be Baghill then. Yeah, well, Monkey Baghill's the one which seems to be often seems to be maybe Sunday only for trains. Someone's got trains there. More commonly, it's been the other one. Well, not the one I just forgot the name of again. As I'm saying, old age. Yeah, Monkey Hill's the one I normally go to. Why there's three racecourse stations? As I was saying, it's probably from 19th century. And I heard a talk recently, a guided tour, quite a few guided tours recently. Newcastle. And Job Dobson helped design, I don't think he exactly designed Newcastle Central. I always forget what he did. He designed, but the view in the 1840s when the racecourse station was sort of basically being built. And in the middle of knocking down part of Newcastle Castle. There's been controversy since then. I said on an earlier video. Well, actually, to be fair, it was in a dilapidated state. I'm not sure much could have been done anyway. But was a view that they wanted one station, a large single station, otherwise you'd end up with about three of them. And you have a small station called Manners, which is quite close to Newcastle Central. But it's very useful. It's just one station. Well, when you're going, you were north to Scotland, down south to London, or west to Carlisle, or stop at Newcastle. That's obviously not been the case for Pontefract. They end up with three stations, which frankly is too many. I mean, there's absolutely no reason why Pontefract couldn't have just had one train station originally. Obviously not now necessarily because we're train lines. But saying one last time was a chance show, it was actually at Tanshelf, but it was three stations. You can. One of which, Baghill, I think it's, I can't remember which it is. You get a view past the racecourse, depending where you're coming from Castleford. He goes in, he goes backwards after Castleford. Then you got Redcar. First time I went to Redcar, I got very confused. I hadn't used mobile phone map apps a lot. I mean, I was just hadn't really seen them too much, and I got confused about going to racecourse. And I think I was just following a dot, thinking where I was where I was going to or something. Saying that there's two stations, Redcar East, Redcar Central. Redcar Central was the one you're going if you're coming from basically Middlesbrough. I said in the past, certainly in the Redcar video, that I thought Ridley Scott, who's from the area, had perhaps got some ideas from Blade Runner, the buildings from the industrial area between Middlesbrough and Redcar, or at least Redcar Central. That's not quite true. He got them from the area, but actually was more a bit further east, I think, from Middlesbrough. But it was the same idea, just slightly wrong location. Saying Long York, it's only sort of town sort of centre racecourse. It's in the middle, pretty much of an industrial estate. Usually quite easy to get into from the station. Unfortunately, as I said in my last video, like one of the entrances closed during COVID. I can understand. They never reopened it, and you get out that way, you can't get in. And now it takes about 5 to 10 minutes long to get in, and I don't quite know where they haven't reopened that station. Then you've got Whippen, very nice walk along the canal. But it's actually another nice walk in Whippen. I've done a couple of times. They're doing different. There's basically two canals in Whippen. The other canal, which is a little more longer to do. There's a quicker way on the main road, but you don't take much time. And the canal walk is very nice. There's a bus stop. Well, it's not a train station in Whippen. There's a bus. Must personally get the train to Darlington, and a bus via Richmond to Whippen. There's a perfectly nice journey there, but I think there's no train station. Salisbury, it's just simply a bus. I think it might be a free bus. I can't remember. From Thorpe to Racecourse. I don't think it's walkable. I'm not sure. I saw poor bloke. It was some of his buses can be badly signed, but he didn't quite look like he was going racing. Got on the bus one time I was there, and got think what's going to Stonehenge. And he got off and he said, well, I'll have to wait for the bus to come back, take you back, or something, or a taxi back again. I thought I didn't look like he was going racing, but he just can't be certain. I didn't, and there's no reason to think he wasn't. I mean, he didn't. There's no dress code particularly, outside sort of premier areas or race courses. Yeah, but I feel sorry for the guy because he was not well signposted. I think it's now a bit better. Last time a bit better clearly, but it was a race course, not Stonehenge. But that time I don't think it was obvious actually. So that's Salisbury. Sandown Park is the Esher station. It's not Esher, it's Esher. That's another station there. You can, if you get early enough, you can just walk across the racecourse, along the across the is that golf course, small golf course? I'm not sure. It's a go-karting sort of area, and you go down into Sandown. Else, it's about a quarter. It's just under 20-minute walk going down and across if it's too late to get to the crossing. I mean, it's not much quicker going across the racecourse. It's just more interesting. It's slightly quicker. There's one thing I always say about Sandown Park. It's a flat meeting, obviously it's on this time of year. But you can many people don't do this. There's a 5 furlong race. You can go to the finishing post and watch a race. Just ask. I think you just go across really to it from the grandstand. Certainly from Premier area, definitely. I mean, I always just make sure I'm allowed. I just politeness. I will say, is it okay to go across? Frankly, I don't think there's ever been an issue about people doing that. I don't think I just like to ask anyway. And I think the grandstand area, you could just go down across the grandstand and then down the home straight for 5 furlong course, and then get to the finish post. Very few people do this, and I don't quite understand why they don't. Next is Sedgefield. Again, no train station. Might just be easiest way, depending where you're coming from, from the north. So it's a Newcastle to Durham bus, a Newcastle to Durham train rather, and a bus from Durham to Sedgefield. It is actually the same bus I had to Durham, actually leaves Newcastle, in fact. Trains are a little more expensive these days. Now, unless you want a van ticket, I was at a very enjoyable tonight play called A Bunch of Amateurs, which is about amateur theatre, this was an amateur theatre production as well, written by Ian Hislop and Nick Newman, a very enjoyable play. It's based on a film starring Bertil Reynolds, which apparently is got quickly panned actually, partly. I'm just reading Wikipedia after the play, reading a Wikipedia article, and partly with Burt Reynolds' performance apparently. So it's interesting that it's become a because it's the start of the film. Even though it's Ian Hislop and Nick Newman apparently writing it. I bet it's become a play, and one of the surprised it had was a very, very enjoyable play. Of Durham, so I've read, but there is actually, as I say, it says now 480 return. Sorry, for return will be a problem. 480 each way next Durham is a lot more expensive than it used to be. And I might be tempted, maybe. I'm thinking of Boxing Day Sedgefield. I was looking into that. And given this Touquet bus fare is still in operation, I believe, Newcastle to Sedgefield is a bus just out of Durham to Sedgefield. It actually starts in Newcastle. It's just it takes an hour, while the train takes about just over 10 minutes. So it's just very, very slow. But seeing as it's going to be very much expensive, I might just get a bus without that one. One issue I do also have is had to happen at Chelmsford, and maybe both times a week. I'm not sure which company it was. Something happened in Chelmsford as well, and it caused me problems there. The second time was Chelmsford City, which was last year. Sedgefield, so it was an interesting preview event. Derek Thompson was doing it. He did a decent job. I know Tomo isn't everyone's cup of tea. He did a good job of emceeing it. I mean, a couple of times. And I was going to get the bus out of Sedgefield to Newcastle, and I checked the time I found on Google. And this happened as well at Chelmsford Chelsea as well. And I must remember to be more careful, and something I just forget to check this thing. It was out of date. It was from a different year, but he was on the timetable. He didn't really look at it too carefully. And the fact it happened, since one time I've gone to the preview meeting, in the period between the last time I've gone to it, maybe previous year, maybe 2 years earlier, the later buses are gone out of Sedgefield. Like it's now last bus is 7, 8 o'clock or something, not 10 or half 10. And I suddenly found there was no bus. And I just trying to find a taxi, and I couldn't find a taxi. And I thought, right, I wonder if I accidentally said Sedgefield Green to Newcastle or Sedgefield Green. I don't know, but I had to pay £35 for a taxi just to Durham. That's not even Newcastle, so I couldn't find anyone. And then it was Philip Kirby horse, and I'm not sure which horse it was. Because Kirby was on the panel, and it was in the Dawn. One novices. Just trying to see if I can find the place horse with Dawn 1 novices hurdle. Can't quite remember the horse's name. Not offhand, I'm afraid. But he had a horse who he just mentioned at the meeting, winning a mare's hurdle, Dawn 1 hurdle, well, not mare's hurdle, so Dawn 1 novices hurdle. And 150 to 1, and I thought, he must have checked afterwards, they must put £5 each way on it, and it didn't win, but he kept placed. And so 151 each way, some quarter, maybe 50 odds, can't remember. And in fact, what I worked out is even taking out the 35 taxi fare, I'd actually made £150 profit, even taking account of 35 taxi fare. Obviously, you can't be certain about how you have a winning tip ever again. So I won't be going back. Not been to return to preview meeting because in the last 2 years I haven't really gone too many. I think there's a lot, and I'm not sure you learn that much anymore as your line. But I think it's a company almost as much a social event. It isn't really a problem, but I'm a little less interested these days. But anyway, I might go back to some of them. But Sedgefield just can't get back from. Next, we have Southwell, or is it Southwell? And I have asked someone I actually know from Nottinghamshire, and they say it's Southwell, but do you hear Southwell as well? I think it's both for White and both for Wong. I think it's like Salisbury's Bibby or Bybee, and both for White and both for Wong. I've got Southwell, but I've heard both. The station's Wollaston. It's a very short walk to the racecourse. The problem is a lot of the Southwell meetings are evening meetings. The last train tends to be 7:15 out of Wollaston to Newark. If I want to go back to Newcastle, there is one about 10:30, I think, as well. But I think that's a little more inconvenient. I think it gets back quite late in Newcastle. So that's that one. So it's a bit of an inconvenience, really, Southwell and the evening meeting. But so Wollaston Station is close by. It's not a short walk. It's a short walk. Stratford, about half an hour, is it? 35 minutes, something. Can't remember, to racecourse. In fact, actually, the last time around, I took a lot. I've been twice, and the other time was this year. Actually, I went to Hunter Chase finals as final meeting. I didn't know there was an easier way into racecourse, but I wasn't certain. It wasn't that well signposted that public could use an entrance, and I ended up adding about 40 miles to my journey going around the outside. It could do better signposting, actually, Stratford. So actually, racecourse in the middle of the station of Stratford and that. Taunton, been twice, and December 30th last year from listed way, so it's last time. It's a nightmare of transport. The first time I went, actually, I couldn't get with a free racecourse bus, but you have to have a ticket. Return journey priority is given to people on the bus and a ticket for journey and way in. The problem was the one time I went to 2016, early 2016. Is the fact I couldn't get there in time to get this bus. It was in like 2 hours for the first race, something. I just couldn't get there in time, and I started worrying. I was getting back. I managed to get on the bus, luckily, because not everyone had gone in and got the bus back out again. But the nightmare of the one December 30th, absolutely ridiculous. I thought I was seriously going to have missed my train, and my train left something like an hour and a half after the end of the meeting. That is how bad a transport was. I think someone might have taken a hard bus in wrongly into racecourse. It's now roads round there to racecourse. Whereas itself, I think it's too. I don't think it's massively well designed for the transport coming in. and it was just struggling to get back out again. And then the bus left. I ended up leaving off the main road, and no one had said this. After a massive delay, I was not happy, pretty pissed off at it because it had not been made clear. It was like the people who maybe go to Taunton, live in Taunton, and another racecourse a bit more, knew it was doing that was happening. No one else did. There's no guy I see about Taunton, and you might see him yourself, perhaps. The old daggy grey hair, carries a few badges. He was going to Taunton, I think. It was Salisbury maybe as well, and he was still there. And I thought, well, at least he's still there. He knows his stuff normally about this sort of thing. And luckily, there's a second bus coming along. But it was, I would have really, you can't walk it, I think, to Taunton. I don't think there's a way of doing it because of the road system. But I heard someone saying it was even worse year, but the previous year or previous meeting, I'm not quite sure what it was. It was ridiculous. I mean, Steve's Taunton to talk about transport now because there was a lack of stewarding there. There was a lack of people staying or saying what was happening. It was very poorly managed, bluntly, with Taunton. And I would say there's no major meeting I want to go back to. I think there's maybe one I might do if I lived more locally, but it's difficult to get to Newcastle. It's not easy with trains, it's really expensive. And I managed to do it then. But I'd be a bit sceptical about getting back from Taunton. First, at the station, about a 20-minute walk. There's a free West Coast bus. I've got about once or something, maybe a few times to first. Because just, what's the point? I mean, it's not a long journey. And all you do is just walk to Racecourse. I mean, along Hunsford Racecourse. All you decide the first, as I mentioned before, is the Premier End is actually nearest town, which makes a bit of sense, I suppose, especially as near Winning Post. Because the stations on the far end, then it's Hunsford Racecourse, and the first town the first is at the bottom, and the Premier End's at the end. But but once was running a bit late for the first race a few years back. And they wouldn't let me in another entrance. And you only have to use your own entrance. And I think, well, I'm trying to get to the first race here. I can understand logic, but I can very well not getting in his own Premier ticket. If you've got a ticket for grandstand and only got, and you're trying to get in Premier entrance, that's fine. But really, Premier ticket is really, my view, we should get any entrance to a Premier ticket, especially running late. There was. And it's quite a long way down to the bottom, actually. It's right at the bottom of the main road down to first. Towcester, the station pretty much next to Towcester. The 2 times I've gone, the first time it was for the Midlands National, and I thought mine was a pint, and I realised the pubs were utterly packed. I mean, it was just there was about a few pubs, not that many pubs in Towcester, and it was ridiculous. You couldn't get in, literally. I'm not talking you couldn't have a seat, you couldn't get into the pubs. That's the second time. So the first time I did Towcester, I was ill, literally. I already had a train ticket. I used to really have cheap train tickets, so £17.50 each way across from Newcastle to Towcester, really cheap. I was ticket both times I went. And that's basically, it doesn't go across country, partly maybe, mainly. It doesn't go by Birmingham. It goes below Birmingham. Anyway, it doesn't know. It goes Derby to Cross. The Sunday is absolutely hopeless for you to transport in Towcester. As we clearly thought my Conservative MP, maybe former Conservative MP, I don't know, had complained. I was looking this up. At Sunday, the only first transport getting the train is 3 o'clock. And it's ridiculous. I mean, there's no buses at all into Towcester on Sunday. It's a real problem. There's a meeting. I was talking to every listed race in the country. I've been to all the group of graded races by the Liberty Mass Chase. I always say this. I've done that, bumped that one race. And the Towcester was a Sunday Towcester race, which I managed to overnight for because I just couldn't easily get into it. Thankfully, we changed the fixture from BHA, knocked it into Class 2 handicap. So, in fact, it's as a listed race I don't have to go to now because it's just inconvenient. I wouldn't mind getting back. Trying to get me in Towcester last time, something stopped me doing it. Something came up, so I couldn't do it. That was earlier this year. But yeah, the other second time I was just ill in Towcester. I was actually ill on the train. I was ill before I left the race, built my house. Ill on the Pen and train, partly into Towcester and ill race course. Not hugely, but just well. And I probably would have actually not gone because I can't walk too quickly. But I paid for a train ticket and a racecourse ticket by that point. Warwick, there's a station. I'm off there to the 12th of December for a meeting for the third time, and hopefully this time it'll be on. The last 2 years, the loads of guys race have been cancelled on the day, and I've had to spend the day, both days, because I had a train ticket, both days in Warwick. I may have had a nice look around Warwick. Got Castle the first time in 2022. 23 was gardens and a building and an interesting medieval building. It's still open, still it has some function about it. It's a nice enough day in Warwick. It's just not what I wanted to do. Particularly Warwick, it was rather annoying. Bizarrely, I was actually supposed last night, talking of illness, I was supposed to be Jeff Stelling. I booked some book 6.5 months ago, basically. One at Jeff Stelling at Middlesbrough Town Hall. Only a poor guy to yesterday, literally fall ill and have to cancel. And they're supposed to be doing the Christmas lights, I think it was, but had to cancel all that as well. And they're arranging the event, which is for Middlesbrough Town Hall, unfortunately for the 12th of December, and of course I'm at Warwick, which rather annoyed me really. But you have to arrange it at some point. It just happened I couldn't do it. I got a refund. And then I checked and found out he's coming to Whitley Bay near where I live anyway, near into January. So just hopefully should have got a refund from Middlesbrough Town Hall, and then I booked again for Whitley Bay. So that's that one. Wetherby, no train station. Usually on Leeds Road anywhere, was when York to Wetherby, York to Leeds bus, perhaps the 452, I think it might have been. And then they changed the timetable because it's a bit more inconvenient. And once I really got probably worried about this. I think I mentioned this in a different video at some point. That once from Wetherby bus station, we went back to York and didn't miss the station. We racecourse off. I don't know why it did. And the fear I have here, because if that happened again, I mean, it's not an absolute disaster necessarily, but the bus times have changed, and also it's more likely I'd have to go via Leeds actually. And I had to figure going to Charlie Hall, but then decided to change my mind about it. I've been before, and I just thought I might do it, but for something, then changed my mind. Just I think it wasn't really working out for me. I think I had other plans then in the end anyway. And now, in fact, the easiest way might well be via Leeds, but it's more expensive on for train. It's simply from Newcastle. It's more expensive to York than it is to Leeds because Leeds is further. And I was just trying to think of something. Yeah, sorry. And so it's just a bit, but also it's longer. I think it's longer to get from. That's the reason I couldn't do it. I had an event in the evening. That was it. I had another play. A little theatre, I think it was, in Woodham in the evening, and I basically couldn't guarantee getting there from Wetherby Racecourse in time. That's why, because I have to go by Leeds, and just didn't, well, no way it worked out. By York, it would have been alright with a bus. So it doesn't run late. It used to do out to York out Wetherby, so that wasn't. So with the Wetherby bus station is certainly I'm taking a bus from nowadays. I mean, I could get to the racecourse and maybe do that. I mean, it's just we don't bus not turning up. Or going and saying go in a different direction. As I say, once it completely the race goes off, and I don't know why it did. It was rather strange. And what first time I'm going to be actually to a Friday or Saturday town hall meeting, back to 2015, must be late. That was late in Leeds. It was like half an hour later, something. Both days. So it's about half an hour walk, maybe something above, from the bus station to the racecourse. Then we've got Wincanton. Now this is kind of a bit confusing. There's Gillingham station in Dorset, and then Temmelcombe into Wincanton. I had a chat with someone. I was at I remember the Classical Association. There was an event in Sheffield. We talked beforehand and afterwards. When you guys look at the second Gladiator film, which is a very enjoyable film, just garbage history, I have to say. It's really good. It's a good film. And so I was having talked to him, he started talking to me. He's a nice guy, though. And I just got talking about Somerset. I talked about Canton. I just happened to, I don't really been to West Coast once, but it just happened to be near the area, so nice chat with him. So it's Gillingham, not Gillingham, Gillingham in Dorset, how it's pronounced, and Temple I remember once, the first time, I think it's 3 times into Canton now. First time, I ended up in Temple Station. There's a freeway, so it's a free West Coast bus from Templecombe, about 2 hours before the first race. But I couldn't make that, but it was so early. I mean, I just couldn't get that bus. Ended up as few of us not know each other. Ended up in Templecombe Station, and then to find a taxi. There was no taxi. There was nothing like one horse town. With that one horse, it was not running a Wincanton basically. And if he was looking, what do we do now? There was just no taxi. There was just nothing in Templecombe. And we ended up getting I think some local major advised to go back to Gillingham on the train, so we did. Ticket inspector turned up, and we basically couldn't bother to even charge us. So a few of us, 8 or 10, they said, just get off at Gillingham, it's fine. We shared some taxis, and I actually shared taxis with two of the owners of Irving. This is back in 2015, who was running. And some a couple of times the racecourse since that, really since then actually, not recent years, but about the time I think he was running Fighting Fifth, and I noticed they were there. So yeah, that's the first. Yeah, so there's nothing in Cambercoo. So if you want a taxi to Wincanton Racecourse, Castle Gillingham, do not unless you want a phone for something, because there's a taxi rank in Gillingham. The other time, 2 times, I think both times I've actually got my time for the bus. I went to Kingwood Hurdle, and one other time at Wincanton. Or last year when I made a complete balls, I was going to the Somerset National and literally got one meeting. I got a different meeting. I know the woman sitting me having to refund the racecourse ticket for White Day, which is about 6 days later or 6 days earlier. But a train ticket. That was a nice enough time at Wincanton, but I just went to one meeting for some unknown stupid reason. Wincanton, Windsor's a couple of them. Windsor and Eton, and Windsor and Eton Riverside in whatever. Well, what they're called again, Windsor and something. I always forget what the Windsor one is. What are we called? Windsor and Eton Riverside and was Eton Central. I've got each trying to meet two from each of them. First time Windsor and Eton Central, I got lost going to the. It's about 35 minutes maybe walk to racecourse, and I got lost. I ended up going over Thames accidentally, and I thought we were looking at maps app thinking, am I supposed? Not supposed to be here. I'm going the wrong way. I managed to sort it out. The second time, something went strange as well. I can't remember what it was. The third time, I signed it. I'd get a boat. It's the only place you can get a boat to race along the Thames. It's a very nice journey, but it took so long. Missed the first race. It was a nice thing to do, but I actually enjoyed it. But I was only a minor race, the first race anyway. I'd say I'd like to have got to a first jumps meeting at Windsor. It's coming up next month, but I can't. So on Sunday is not good at Newcastle for that time meeting. I want to get there first race for obvious reasons. I want to see the first race, and I just Sunday trains at Newcastle. I just can't get down there in time. I can't overnight coach. I don't sleep on transport, so we'll get very little sleep beforehand. And I've got plans on the Saturday afternoon as well. Because a few things I'm doing, so that's not working out. Last year wasn't quite so bad to get to Windsor, but then getting back again to a station, and I don't think the maps that was totally reliable. Windsor's a very like York. It's easy to get lost in Windsor, in the centre. You don't find where you are, and I'm like people autistic character I am. And male, I don't, you don't ask people where the station is because you look like you don't know where you are, even though you don't know where you are. And to be honest, even trying to say your direction might be difficult because it's very. The worked out second time round, you're going basically through a car park to a station, and you just don't know why you're walking through through a car park to a train station, which you are. It's just so ridiculous. But so the first time I nearly got lost, but there was a lack of signs to racecourse from the station. There was a lack of trains and signs in Windsor itself to the station. It's even more serious than a lack of signs to racecourse. And the second time I got so lost on the way through there, I actually thought I was going to miss my train. And the only reason I didn't miss my train out of Windsor to get to London on an advanced train, a ticket to a train back to Newcastle, I think it was 10 o'clock, an evening train, it's an evening meeting I was at, is I got my train time wrong. It actually was about 5 minutes later than I thought it was. If a train had left at the time I thought it had left, I would have missed the train. And luckily I managed to get that sorted. But I say Windsor, I just don't. It's not well designed. It's not easy to find yourself right way around there. Wolverhampton as a station. It's about 2 miles away from racecourse. I think a walk. No, I've got taxi there because again to the train delays. I had to want to make first race and had a taxi because my train was late going in. I only been to Wolverhampton once. There's some decent race in Wolverhampton. Well, evening meetings though, and it's difficult to get back from. It's not so much getting anywhere as a problem. And you can sometimes you can get possibly £15 each way tickets via Carlisle to Wolverhampton. Stratford can also be that sort of thing. But again, that's the problem because I can't. There's no way I could just because I had to go to Birmingham with the train, and the Carlisle train would leave too early. That's been on Carlisle 10 o'clock, so I couldn't get back to that train. And I was trying to get to Lady Wolfana Stakes. And first, 2021, very cheap, very, very Carlisle. First time round, so 22, I think it might have been rather. There was track renovation in Newcastle to Carlisle, made it slower to get there and back, and also more expensive. Oh, I thought I'd do that in 2023. Then there was track renovation between Carlisle somewhere and Preston or somewhere down the west coast mainline. So I thought, oh dear grief, that's going to be more expensive, that's going to be slower. I'll wait for next year. And then permutations come in, and simply twilight meeting, so I'd have to get the coach back. I don't fancy paying to stay in Wolverhampton overnight. I mean, I don't have an issue with Wolverhampton, but I just don't want to pay the money, frankly. So I still need to Wolverhampton Racecourse once, and I just never seem to sort this out at all. Worcester, it's a two-station. Worcester is a parkway as well. There's Worcester 4 gates. I know, I can't remember if there's 2 stations at Worcester. I think it might be a parkway. Oh, it was Worcester's a parkway. I know that there is because I know it exists. So I sort of train out to somewhere. I'd suddenly realised I was supposed to split my ticket via Worcester Parkway or something. I found out the train I was catching wasn't the case. And luckily no one checked my ticket. There would have been a few problems otherwise. I've been a couple of times. So the station's quite close. I mean, to a station, I think you walk across the racecourse to get in. Yeah, that's all I can tell you really about that. Not much else to say about Worcester. And York, it's about 25 minute walk from the station. The normal way to do is to walk across the down whichever road, Adelaide, something road, and walk across the sort of fields to get to a racecourse, rather than go straight down the straight down the road and then straight down the main road into a racecourse, because it's just a bit quicker doing it. It's a bit more interesting. Walk across the field is a bit more attractive. Last time I didn't know York because it was rain and been really bad, and it was just going to be muddy, and I felt so I didn't go that way. I think I might have gone back that way. I think it wasn't quite as bad as I thought it might be. I'm not sure. No, I didn't. No, I didn't walk not really longer way actually in the end. I think you get out of there actually because you get. I try to find your way out because there's often stopping you going on the customers going along past the main road, not main road, some pedestrian housing, and it can be difficult to get out of there actually. Going. You go to out where West Coast, they go to right sensibly, but you can't actually go straight. It's a little more difficult straight across. So as of those 4 Irish courses, starting in order, went to them. Leopardstown 2016 hours jump and hurdle, very interesting meeting. Saw 14 at Duvan. Did she move from that? Probably. It was 30 14 and Duvan. Over days ago, very cheap plane tickets, £15 each way. I don't like ferries. My has very subject awareness and ability. I would not go well North Sea. I'm absolutely certain of it. Also, it'd be longer. So it's £15 each way Newcastle to Dublin for a day, and it's a bit. It's not the most environmentally friendly way of doing it, but it's a pretty full plane. I think so. It wasn't quite so environmentally bad. I mean, it's the empty planes were the issue. And then the air coach is called from the station down to Leopardstown, basically the end of the journey. But it is up from the racecourse. And actually, the driver said, "You're getting off at the end of the journey." But why? It's literally been 10 minutes quicker than I expected. Never been on a journey before, and the bus had got in 10 minutes later. It's earlier than I expected. And interestingly, the evening it got to the airport 10 minutes later than I expected. Should have done. So there's 20-minute difference just because of I say even though it's Sunday, it was some rush hour sort of thing. Early evening traffic, and took a lot longer. But it was quite cheap. It was £50 each way, and the rare coach was Euro return. Obviously, it's called Euro. You never have Euros in certainly in Ireland. I think it's in. I've been to Italy a few times in the last number of years. But in Ireland, it's like cheap. It's 1 cheap, 10 cheap. It's €1, €10. It's I never heard euros used. Like €10. So that's Leopardstown. I spent too much money on a race card of these hawkers based outside race cards, selling race cards at €1 more than it's. Well, I didn't, Andy, because I had no euros on me. I'm trying to suffer from a pound or a few quid or something. I wasn't very keen on it. I've also sold Toblerone afterwards, used to anyway. I didn't realise they were ripping me off, and luckily I didn't know what we were changing me. And why? I wasn't doing anything well. So maybe they can't. I don't know. Maybe there's no way to stop them doing it. But literally, it's telling you race cars you were more they should have been. Then I went for the entire week race personal festival. So I went on the I think it's a Tuesday to Saturday festival. I think it is. I went on Monday, back on the Sunday. This might be more convenient. Bizarrely, in the a plane on the Monday, it was 3 hours late. It was rapidly delayed. And it was great because I didn't have to get to the meetings on Tuesday. And I was still getting early evening, early sort of mid afternoon or something. I got there early evening or latest evening. I can't remember. Early enough, it wasn't a problem. And I had to get to a place. But because of the EU was in place at the time, as massive, even though I'd only paid, I probably paid about 50 quid in my flight, I've got about €400 in compensation, or 300 to 400. I basically paid for 80% of my holiday, basically, in terms of the plane, flight, or accommodation and racecourse tickets, due to the 3 hour delay. So to get to that Punchestown was I had a plane to Dublin, and now I've got a train actually, I think, to Newtown, I think it was. I think the more sensible, I didn't really consider actually. I think when I was going down, getting a coach actually, which I should have done. It would have been easier to get a coach to Cullen probably from Dublin. That's the way I went back and rather than the train. But if you're in, I said, well, I was in Cullen, but where you go to, and was a €5 each way bus that time to Nace. But I mean, if you're in, we go to Nace also has its own race course. But from there, it's from Nace, if it's a sensible place to be. Some nice cafes in Nace and a very nice Benedict. They also had in Newmarket, the That's also Museum did when I say Benedict. I quite like that breakfast actually. Came quite into it. So a couple of nice cafes in Nace. But anyway, but there's a €5 bus, a number of buses from the festival out of Nace to Punchestown and back again afterwards. And then then a bus back out Punchestown to Cullen. Last time I nearly didn't get the bus. It was very crowded. In fact, I think on the Friday I struggled to get it on the bus actually. And Saturday I think I ended up getting a taxi because didn't want to get stranded in Nace basically. So I didn't get back to Cullen. So that was Newtown is a train station, sort of. I think that's pretty sure it's that was the Punchestown, but it's not the most. I think the coach is a better plan. Then I went to do a day to Laytown, and I still know I did Curragh first. So Irish Derby, I did the Saturday and Sunday Irish Derby. So I went Friday back on the Sunday, I think it was in the end. I don't know what train station was. I know it was in the areas Tully East, Kildare. Is that the train station in Kildare? I think it must. I can't remember. Well, maybe what coach. I can't quite remember how I dealt with it in the end. It was a very nice weekend, but I don't know if it was a particularly convenient train station there or not. I don't remember catching a train actually for that. I know I did for Punchestown, going down to Punchestown. I'm not sure I did for Curragh actually. And the last one was later for the day, and I made a schoolboy error. I always, and apart from this one time, I think, checked. I'm not sure when the history is going to taking place. I checked with 2 years previously to see, if it's been slightly different. Like if it's like half an hour difference, it's not a problem. But if suddenly it's starting at or ending at 5-1 and 6 in the next, I'll be a bit careful about one's train tickets or anything else. And I blundered, and I'm sure I messed this up with later. It's possible we changed the time of meeting. I don't think I did. I think I just cocked up. And suddenly realising, at times it often changed quite radically. I don't know if I still do, but sometimes it started 2:30, and some years it started 4:30. It was a ridiculous difference, like 2 hours. And I just got twigged. I checked, and suddenly realising about a week before meeting as well. But instead of it starting about 2:30, it's actually starting 4:30. And suddenly realising, well, I can't get my plane back without all else only doing that. The only way of doing it is to leave after about 4th race, or maybe the 3rd race, it might have been. And I thought, it was only 6th race car. What's the point? Might as well, that's ridiculous. I might as well just not bother. I generally wondered about not bothering. Because they only paid €15 again flight each way. I hadn't paid a lot of money, hadn't booked any accommodation, I didn't expect to need any. The racecourse ticket was like €12. It was cheap. It's not expensive at all being Laytown. And I thought, oh, do we just leave it next year? So I'll look across the place the next day, maybe stay overnight somewhere. I played the next day. Found out actually that in fact, still just about a week before the meeting, it's quite late on. There's still only €15 flight out of Dublin to Newcastle, so that was okay. And then Newcastle College University, UCL, not UCL, it's central London, isn't it? Might be Trinity University, I think, in Dublin, and it must be this is over the summer sort of period, and was early September maybe. But maybe outside term time. It must be for student accommodation where has. I think a number of places do. I think I had this once at Brighton. Well, say for conference actually, and I think it was a university. Well, it was to accommodation university, and it's clear that I think it must be student accommodation. Right, it's not there on the summer, and they hire it out to people. And this is a situation previously with University College Trinity. I think Trinity College Dublin, where they're obviously hiring this place out over the summer. And so I paid about €50 for a room overnight, and I had a choice of an 8 o'clock plane or 9 o'clock plane out of Dublin in the morning, or 8 o'clock in the evening. And I thought, well, I might as well just stay have a night for the evening, I didn't have any plans that next day set, and I thought I'd look at Dublin. A very nice day in Dublin. I didn't expect to, but in fact, a few museums, and it was actually a enjoyable day actually. And it was, and only like 50. It cost me €65 more than I expected, because I lost out on £50 on the euro. Obviously, the flight which had to cancel. Well, I couldn't cancel, just didn't go on the evening of the evening of the Laytown meeting. So I had to pay another €15 plus the £50 accommodation at Trinity, and it's a straight station at Laytown, which is not far from Racecourse, I think. And they get in and out from Dublin, basically, whatever Dublin station is. And I think, finally, that is it. If the final course here is actually Towcester, I've been going through Wikipedia for a alphabetical list of race courses, and of course, Towcester is not open any longer. And so I was only after them they hadn't done it at all. So once Towcester, 2015, as I've said, I don't think Towcester was well managed, and I'm not surprised it closed. There's Greyhound racing back, but Towcester's race meetings weren't very good anyway, and they need a reason to go back to Towcester, apart from just going back to Towcester, and it's not great. So the problem there, it's sort of it's like Peterborough. You think you should get to sort of the Midlands areas, like say Towcester, Northampton, Oxford to an extent. Milton Keynes. It's actually more difficult. It's just nowhere doing it. I mean, I was sensible way. John went a day, for example, to Oxford once. I went Newcastle to London and went back up again. And that's the same situation with places like Chelmsford as well. And so, and if it was one other, I'm not sure. But so I went down to London, and there's options either trains to Northampton or Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes seemed the most sensible plan. So I get the bus into Milton Keynes, so the train to Milton Keynes. I'm waiting for a bus. Bus comes in. I said, "Okay, coach, bus," and breaks down. And well, Jarvis says, "Oh, well, can't do anything. Frankly, there's not much he can do. Oh, well, now wait." This is a real problem, because that means now I'm going to miss the first 2 races at Towcester, because an hour wait is going to make a difference. Whether I'm waiting, I could have asked to stop at Towcester Racecourse or not, I don't know. It wasn't a stop there, and I think it would have pushed. But anyway, this is a different driver, I think, maybe. Anyway, going for a pint at a local pub, which is nearby, because there's nothing else to do. I mean, I'm stuck at a bus station, nothing happening. So the bus leaves, and that's getting late as well. And then, well, really, and I didn't have a go at the driver. I felt good if I didn't actually. Not about him being late, what he did, because he was supposed to pick me up going the other way. It's always possible that he could have just said, "Oh," and not stopped, and then pretended he hadn't seen me or something. But but he wasn't just making annoyed, because when I'm going to right now, on the way to Towcester Racecourse, he passes his colleague going the other way, and what he does, he stops his bus and says to his colleague, "Oh, I'm really running late," and I said, "Oh yeah, well, that's about half a minute talk." And the point is, you're running late. Please don't make yourself any more late by telling your colleague running late. Are people on your bus? You do realise think with passengers. You may have overlooked when people pay you money for your job. They're on the bus. You're already late. I mean, I'm an hour and a half late. I mean, we're pushing towards that. I mean, other people necessarily aren't. But still, there was a woman on the bus who looked at her watch, frankly, when he was doing this. And so not just me who was annoyed about it. So I get to a toaster and I missed the first three races, and there's just nothing you can do about that. There's nothing racecourse, not racecourse's fault at all, of course. And that was it, and I got a bus back again with that driver. I mean, I should have got. No, I don't know whether he's all complaining about somebody. And it's not his fault the bus broke down, that's Stagecoach's fault. But it is his fault when he makes it even later by. I'm not sure maybe difference. I don't think it was third race by that much. I'm not sure he's messing around there made a difference or not. I'm not sure he might have done. I don't know. It was quite close, I think, making third race. And it may be a minute or two I lost with having chat with his colleague.